What I think is really wonderful about our gatherings is getting the chance to look around the room and see how well everyone is doing. Happy holidays. My name is Jason Ma. I'm a writer of musical theater and the American-born son of an immigrant family. My family's holiday traditions, on the face of them, look pretty much like everyone else's. A large gathering on Christmas Eve with extended family, lots of food, Christmas cookies, pies, and a gift exchange with lots of toys for the kids. So, typical, right? These celebrations, for me, have become a way to gauge the progress and the evolution of my family as immigrants and as Americans. The early celebrations were very small and modest, and conducted entirely in Cantonese. I have this memory of my mom and my second aunt singing Joy to the World in two-part harmony in Cantonese. Those early years were pretty much about greeting new aunties and uncles and welcoming them. My mom was the eldest of 7 children, and there were a lot of them to meet as they came to the U.S. And our numbers continued to grow with new arrivals, spouses, and eventually cousins. Lots and lots and lots of cousins. So Cantonese over the years turned into Chinglish, and then English just basically drowned out the old language. And now Cantonese is only spoken at the grandparents' table. What I think is really wonderful about our gatherings is getting the chance to look around the room and see how well everyone is doing. And then, you start to remember like graduations, each hard-won success, all these lives well lived and achieved with hard work and an abundance of good luck. So much good luck. My family is very blessed. So you could say we're like the picture of the American dream. But I think it's important for me to remember, and probably for everyone to remember, that this kind of achievement requires a price. There's a cost to it. There's struggle and sacrifice and sadness, fear, separation. My mother's family had to flee China during a period of civil war and political upheaval. If they had stayed, I don't think they would have made it. My father's family cycled in and out of the U.S. During the era of the Chinese Exclusion Act, late 19th century to early World War II. And because the restrictions on bringing family over were very, very extreme, there were periods of separation. My grandfather came first through Canada when my dad was a kid. And then when my dad was in his mid-teens, he was able to join my grandfather. And then my grandmother was finally able to join the two of them when my father graduated college. And so tough. Such a sacrifice. So, with the determination and the sacrifices of first-generation immigrants in mind, we'll move on to performance. I've recently finished a first draft of a new musical with fellow Chinese-American writer Christine Toy Johnson. This is a commissioned piece by Village Theater in Washington. I'd like to share a song from that piece, Beyond the Broken Ground, and dedicate it to my immigrant family. Beyond the broken ground, there's a promise. Faith will come and hope will rise. Beyond the broken ground, new answers will be found, and I'll be there to hear your cries. Beyond the broken ground, there'll be solace. Compassion will arise and renew. Beyond the broken ground, inspiration will abound, and then you'll know what you must do. Be brave, be strong, be kind to yourself. Search well for your destiny. Go forth, be fearless, be true to yourself, and dwell in possibility. Beyond the broken ground, there are blessings, unseen, unfelt, not yet understood. The challenges you've met, your sadness and regret, will come together for the good. Beyond the broken ground is your answer. Imagine with an open heart, and healing notes will sound beyond the broken ground. As unexpected journeys start, you will rise anew as the blessings come to you. And then you will have broken ground.
Cumby, Ndelawizi Mali Obomsawin, Nuiji Odanak, Wabanakiak, Wazo Swakudam. Hello everybody, my name is Mali Obomsawin, and I'm a citizen of the Odanak Benaki First Nation, one of the Wabanaki communities, and of the Bear Clan. And I'm here to talk about winter traditions and wish everybody a happy winter, from Wabanakiak to y'all, wherever you are. The Wabanaki peoples are indigenous to the Northeast, where the sunlight first touches the continent. So you can imagine our territories are between the St. Lawrence River and Sabagua, the Atlantic Ocean, East Coast, and about the northern part of Massachusetts and the western border of Lake Champlain, the Hudson River. So in the Wabanaki winter tradition, we do the correct thing, which is to be indoors for the most part, just cozied up around the fire with family and telling stories for about 6 months. At least the elders and the women and the children do that, and the men go out and hunt and trap to supplement the foods that we had prepared over the fall and the summer by drying meats. So in the spirit of that, I'm going to tell a story about the longest winter of them all, the Ice Age, which our peoples remember. We've been here since time immemorial or time beyond memory, but we do remember the time before the Ice Age when our Medeowan warned us that it was coming. So here's that story. Oops. Many, many years ago, there were two men, about 60 years old, out trapping in the woods. They had been trapping for several weeks when one said to the other, "We could do a lot better if we'd had a third man to help us. That way, one man could stay in the camp and skin all day long, and the others could go out and trap. If we didn't have to skin, we would tend many more traps." The other man agreed, and for a long time, they didn't know how to decide on a third partner. Finally, they decided to make a quick trip to the village and get a new man. Accordingly, they left that night, and by daylight, they were back in the village, and before dark, they found a man to help. The following day, they returned to camp. When they reached their bush camp, the new member asked the other two where they had set their traps, and he said, "Have you set any in the river?" "No, it will freeze up," they said. "Not in the otter holes. If you set your traps in the otter holes, you'll get plenty of skins. They don't freeze up." This started a long argument, and in the end, it was decided to go back to the village and ask the Medeowan what was best to do. The Medeowan listened, and after they had finished, he said, "Here, there's going to be a big famine in this country. The rivers are going to turn around and run backwards and dry up. Instead of running south, they will run north, and they will all dry up. The game will all leave the country, and there will be a drought. The fish will leave. Even the summer will not come. Don't trap for fur, trap for meat. Trap all of the meat you can and dry it. That way you'll get through the long famine. The other way you'll starve and die." When the three men heard this, they didn't know what to think. They thought the Medeowan had gone mad and decided to tell the chief. And when he heard it, the old chief became angry and called a council and told the people what had happened. After that, no one believed anything the Medeowan said. No one ever spoke to him. The three trappers returned to their camp and decided to trap the river anyway. They put their traps along the river bank until it froze, and then they put them in the otter holes, which didn't freeze. At first, they caught a lot of fur. Every day, the traps would be full. It looked as though they were going to have a very big catch. And then they began to catch less and less. First, half their traps were empty, then 3/4. They began to notice that when they threw out the animal carcass, instead of the other animals eating it on the spot where they threw it, animals just lugged the carcasses away whole. One morning, they went down to the river to tend the traps in the otter holes in the ice. The holes were no longer even there. They were not frozen over, they just vanished. When they saw this, the men were frightened and decided to go back to the village and to the Medeowan. They were so frightened, they left immediately and arrived before dark. As soon as the Medeowan heard their story, he said, "That is the first thing. The next thing, the animals will all go. Then the water will stand still. Then it will flow the other way. Stones and boulders will move. Famine will be in the land." The trappers were sure that the Medeowan was mad, and when he told them this, and they returned to their camp and continued to trap, but they caught very little. They continued for a month. One morning, they woke up and found the birds had gone. There were no animal tracks in the snow. They cut a hole in the ice, and the water in the river was still. There was no sound to be heard. The men were again very frightened at the unnatural stillness and broke camp and returned to the village. There they found a great change. Over half the people had gone away. Only the Medeowan, the chief, and a few old people remained. All the rest had moved. As soon as the trappers had told their story, the Medeowan said, "I knew this would happen. I told you it would happen. Go look at the river now." Everybody ran over. It was flowing the other direction. Huge boulders as big as a camp were picked up and rolled along with it. Everything, even the water, was leaving the land. It was happening just as the Medeowan had said. Before it was over, everybody had died except the one man who had suggested trapping the otter holes. He ate bark and chewed moss, and somehow he managed to pull through the Ice Age. Leonie, that is the story of why you should always listen to the Medeowan and never ignore them. And it is our memory of the Ice Age that the Wabanaki people lived through here in the Northeast. And now I'll take you out with our welcome song, one of our many welcome songs. Magjiwoni, and happy winter, everyone.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and boys and girls. First of all, my name is Barbara Lynn, and I'm from Beaumont, Texas, and I would like to do a song for you this evening. I hope you all will enjoy it. And, at this time of the year, though we're going through a very sad thing, but we got to all just pray together. We're all in this together, and we would also, right now we can't be with our families the way we want to or the way we have been. And, wear the mask, and you just got to just be very careful. And for all the first response, the people that have helped and are still helping. And it's just so, we just gotta pray. But I can't be with my family, you can't be with yours, but whoever you are and wherever you are, I love all of you all and wish all of you all have a very Merry Christmas and a joyous New Year. We just thank God, that you're still here, and everything. Thank you. But now I'd like to do this song for you that I wrote several years ago, and it's entitled, If You Should Lose Me, You'll Lose a Good Thing. And I hope that you will like it. Thank you. You can lose to me. Oh yeah, you'll lose a good thing. Yeah. If you should lose me, oh yeah, you'll lose a good thing. Yeah. You know I love you. I'll do anything for you, baby. But just don't mistreat me, boy, and I'll be good to you. Cause if you should lose me, oh yeah, you'll lose a good thing. And this is my last time, babe, and I'm not asking anymore. But if you don't do right, babe, you never wanna march on the back door. And if you don't believe in me, you'll lose a good thing. Yeah, babe. If you don't do right, then I just have to put you down, baby. Cause I tried, I said I tried, baby, but you just wouldn't do right, boy. Baby. You lose a good thing. You lose a good thing. Thank you. But before I go, I'd like to do one more very short Christmas song for you all before I go, and I hope that you will enjoy it. I'll be home for Christmas. Thank you. I'll be home for Christmas. You can count on me. I'll be home for Christmas, if only in my dreams. I'll be home for Christmas. You can count on me. I'll be home for Christmas, if only in my dreams. If only in my dreams. If only in my dreams. Thank you so much, and I hope that you all have enjoyed me. And God bless all of you out there. Be careful, be safe. And I love all of you. Merry Christmas.